person called me up for something, I look at who they're affiliated with, and I look at how their alliance is with that person. And then let me determine how to move.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta look at that.
You definitely gotta look at that.
Worry about like what they intent is. Does it sound like something that they really into? It will sound like they trying to open the back door for some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then you gotta think about what you really into. Like, okay, am I really into some shit where a nigga wanna open the back door for me? Like, I don't think so. But you never fucking know.
Yeah. Especially where we're from.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Could be. Shit. But let me do this. Let me be precautious.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? If you out here loose, anything can happen to you.
But that's one reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, cause like
you separating a lot of shit. The more interviews you do with the people that you're getting with, to show that you don't have any alliances to anything. That your main alliance is with the art.
Yes, sir.
And that's important. Is that you want to show that your main alliance is to the art and the culture, and getting factual information out there to really showcase your city and showcase the individuals in your city, and show that you're capable of doing that through the form of journalism.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And staying true to that will always keep you in a space where people know that you're true to journalism. Like, he ain't on nothing. He just want to make sure he get this shit out right.
Yes, sir.
And you got niggas beefing with each other. Both sides gonna be getting with you because they know you're gonna keep it fair.
Chicago got so much out talk and all that. We cousins. FGB Duck, his grandma is my auntie. I work with Dirk and all them other shits and shit like that. Everybody is so connected, but we beefing, we killing each other.
Yeah, and make it like you can't talk to this person, you can't be cool with that person. It's like, man, fuck all this shit. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with who cool with me. I fuck with who fuck with me. Shit, because you never know who gonna fuck with you.
Take a look, Ashley.
I got problems that I gotta face. Usually I know just what to say. I feel like love is at the edge. We just need to go and take a break.
How you feeling?
I'm cool.
Oh man.
Cool. Cool as you can be, this motherfucker.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Larro, Larry Wilson, CEO of Lawless Inc, founder of Lawless Inc.
Where you from?
Southside of Chicago, Wild Hunters, racing courts.
Yes, sir. How was it like growing up for you over there?
It's cool. I often refer to it as, it was fun and traumatic at the same time. Sometimes you don't understand the trauma that you go through.
Yes, sir.
And how it impact you later on in life.
There's a lot of kids who went through that trauma, who didn't make it to the age that you are right now. And they didn't get to the realization like, okay, this is trauma. They just thought, like Yummy.
Yeah, Yummy said.
Yeah, you probably was the same age as Yummy.
I wasn't the same age as Yummy, but I remember when it happened. I was in high school when it happened.
Yeah. Did you grow up in a 2-parent household?
No.
Mom, dad, how was it?
I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. My father was incarcerated throughout my childhood, so.
Sorry to hear that.
School, went through that whole process. So my mother and my grandmother raised me.
Yes, sir. Do you have a relationship, or do you have a relationship with your biological father?
My biological father died in jail, and I actually buried him. I actually took care of the funeral.
I'm sorry to hear that.
20 years old.
At 20?
Yep. I was 20 years old.
That kind of doubles back to the being in a traumatic situation as a kid. 20 years old is a baby.
Right. It goes into being in traumatic, dealing with trauma, not even understanding the trauma you're dealing with. The funeral came and went so fast. Before I knew, I paid for the funeral and just got past it. And I didn't really think about what took place till later on in some years. I thought about it like, I really wouldn't identify his body. All I got was a key from the penitentiary that he had on a shoestring. That's what I got from the body. A key that he had that was to his locker, a lockbox or something in his cell.
Do you still have that key?
Yeah, I still got that key. I still got the obituary and the glove from being a pallbearer. I got that stuff in the keepsake box.
Yes, sir. What were some of your major influences growing up? Not just music, but just life, period. Being a 20-year-old, being able to like bury your father from jail, that's expensive. So that's why I asked, like, what were your influences growing up? Because to have that kind of grit in you to be able to do that, that means you got some kind of strong foundation from something.
I was in the streets. I was getting money in the streets, man. I was hustling. I was getting money in the streets different ways. Fast money. So that's how I ended up doing it. Is I bought him a suit, and when I got the suit for the funeral, my aunts that I never met, they said, "Hey, big time. You gonna take care of this funeral?" And they gave me the bill. I got the bill too. That's in the keepsake box. The receipt, the damn receipt from the funeral home. So they gave me the bill like, you're gonna take care of this. You pulled up in that car. You put this suit on him. It was a Versace suit. They said, you put this suit on him. We know you got this. And I just was like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, let me get this. Let me get past this. That's all I had in my mind was, let me get past this. Let me move forward and get past this.
Whatever it takes to get past this.
It didn't even matter. It was like, whatever it takes. And that's my outlook on a lot of things. Is it don't matter. I just look at the result. What need to get done. How to get past it. And whatever need to be done to get past it. Just wrap my mind around doing it. Because I see past that point. Sometimes that fear holds you back.
Scared of the obstacle. Yeah.
Instead of embracing it and moving past it.
I get to do this, not I got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long you been in the music business?
I would say over 20 years. Over 10 years professionally, but over 20 years just messing around with music. I started out messing around with music early on, doing little things here and there, and then got real serious about it.
We salute you, big dog. Yeah. You've been doing this. Anyone help you with the business, the music business, stuff like that, to get you the knowledge that you got, or how did that come about?
Fishing. A lot of people indirectly help you along the way. It's about paying attention and being just aware of the information when it's presented to you, and being just precise at what questions you asking to get things to come out that you need to use for your advantage. So it's a lot of people I got information from, but nobody set me down like, let me help you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes things don't come in a form, in that form or that structure, and we get help, and we often say, nobody helped me do shit. Yeah, but you got information from a lot of people that was, privileged to give you that information. Well, you was privileged to be in their presence to get that information. So I got a lot of help indirectly, I would say, just from asking questions and things like that, and putting myself in a position to be able to do that. That's really it.
So it wasn't no specific person, it was just things along the way.
No specific person. Books, movies, magazines, attorneys, professionals, attorneys definitely.
Yes, sir.
Attorneys, I'm talking to attorneys. Getting information from attorneys. I always had, we call it an unwritten rule book when you out in the streets. So I always knew that, one, make sure you got cop money. Make sure you got money to pay for an attorney. Make sure you got money to put up. Make sure you got money to put up to take care of bills and things like that if something happens.
But what I'm saying is this, right? Okay, I know when you growing up in the streets, it's probably 5, 10 niggas you with, 20 niggas you with. But as you grow, a few fall off, a few fall back, a few ain't on their shit or do some snake shit or whatever. Most niggas is say, okay, yeah, this is the formula to grow and be the quote unquote best street nigga you can be type shit, but they not really living by that. How are you the one that's living by that? Because you know, just like I know, when you 15, 16, 20 years old, you have people around you that's not here now. Mm-hmm. Some you lost because of how the streets go, jail, death, and all that. But some you lost because niggas just wasn't on their shit.
Facts.
How did you become the nigga that's on this shit that creates the Lawless records that gives the real staple to Chicago? What separated you from them?
What you motivated by? That's what separated a lot of it. Is I wasn't motivated by the vanity of anything. I was always motivated by the result to get to certain positions. I was goal oriented, you know. So it was just being goal oriented, looking at what's coming in, what's going out, and how to take care of the things that need to be taken care of to get closer to these goals that need to be hit. That's it. Like I said, it was just something to be done. You just look at how to get. I look at how to get it done. I don't look at what the obstacle is and all that. It's just like, okay, let's get past this. Let's get past it.
Yes, sir.
So
back to what we said earlier. Instead of worry about the obstacles, get this shit done.
Yeah, put the money up. Save that money. You should have a mark. Somewhere you should have a mark in your head that you want to hit. Mm-hmm. You know, when you start putting that money up, you got some figure in your head. You know, I was fortunate enough that I started surpassing those figures I had in my head. When I was putting money up, I started going past that. But I was sacrificing to do something.
Can you say you made millions off music?
I haven't made millions off music, no.
Not off music. You left an open window there. Have you made millions? Shit. I can hear what's not being said.
Let's keep it. We're going to keep it at that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So who was your first breakout artist? We're going to keep it at music. Who was your first breakout artist?
King Louie.
Okay.
King Louie, first breakout artist that I signed in Chicago.
How's that relationship right now?
We don't talk. It's like most business relationships. Business stuff going on. You don't communicate about that.
Is that something that you're willing to at least have a conversation about? Because to me, it's not even about the business that you guys done. You guys done a lot for the world. When it was happening, it just seemed like it was for Chicago. It happened for Chicago. But as you see, it's been 10, 11 years, 12 years since the quote-unquote drill thing popped. It wasn't even no name for real.
It wasn't.
So now you got niggas in Japan, London, you know, talking about they drill rap, London drill. And it started all off something that you created with your breakout artist that you don't even speak to right now, you know? Is that something that, can you guys be willing to sit down and have a conversation at least?
I don't know.
Would you be willing to?
I don't got a problem with none of that. I don't have a problem with none of that if it's a reason.
Yes, sir.
I don't have a problem with none of that if it's a reason. I feel like that a lot of stuff going on is tainting our legacy, like you just said, and it hurt us more than help us collectively because of what was done, and we know what was put into it. It's only a few people that really understand, you know, what type of energy it was that went into things to get this shit out there, you know, and the drive it took. Like, it just happened overnight, and it just didn't happen by itself. It just up and happened. Like, I can't say I created it. I didn't create it, but I was a driving force to get this shit out there where it's at now.
Yes, sir.
I definitely made sacrifices to get the music out there and make sure that the people heard the music, people understood what it was about. You know, I caught on to it, and shit, you couldn't tell me nothing for a minute. I wasn't trying to hit nothing. I eat, sleep, breathe, shit, this stuff. So it wasn't nothing I was trying to do but make sure this music was out there for a minute.
When it was happening, or before it happened, should I say, did you see it coming? Did you like feel like this is gonna be some?
I felt it. You gotta think, I came from having money put to the side to do something and then just saying this is it and just tapping into it and going all out. Like I didn't spend no expense. I didn't care what I had to spend to get this shit done because I seen it. I felt it. I knew what was going on. It got to a point where I seen that it was gonna become a subgenre. I didn't know that I would be the one to break it, the subgenre. I just seen it happening. and knew that it needed to happen. It needed to happen for our city.
Right.
It needed to happen for us to be a staple in the hip hop community. That's something that we stand for. We believe in.
I think you're reading my notes when you just said that. Like for real though, like we legit.
I'm looking at the phone through your glasses.
Look, so we legit like the fathers of our culture. Even though New York started certain things, it can go back and forth, should I say. New York started the whole hip hop thing, but
come from New York, fact.
But the energy of what black people is come from Chicago. Like New York is, you could be an Asian nigga, a Mexican nigga, all that other shit, and this is a certain thing, but Chicago is what the original black people is. And we so disenfranchised, we not together, we'll create a whole subgenre of music and then don't speak to the person that we created the genre with. That's how fucked up we is with this shit, but we're the driving force. But they market their shit. And they capitalize off that shit. And then now they got decades of it to where their youngins is Swiss Beats. Their youngins is Noriega, and they got these huge platforms. But us over here, we actually are the energy that they got. We are the soul of this shit. But we not talking to, the people that we creating these epic things with. And that's selling us short.
Yeah, you got to just take care of business. Business rules always rule. It's taking care of business and just understanding that portion of it. Things aren't personal. You just got to understand that it's business. Like, it's not personal. Like, no one can look at me and my efforts and say something I did was personal. It was a personal goal of mine to do this with business, but then embarking in the business, these was business relationships. So the business was always important to make sure the business get handled and the business get taken care of. And with business, you got different things that you got to do to make sure the business is right and make sure the business can keep going.
True.
The business would die out.
That's true, but see, the thing with this, so we're really talking about hip-hop for real, but the thing with the hip-hop thing is it's still relatively early. We got a good 4-5 decades in it, but we just not realizing the business. It was more art before anything. It was just a nigga who
can... originally when they used to say you a sellout, it was because someone went and got a deal.
Shit like that, yeah.
To exploit this art form that they was doing just because it was pure. It was an expression of, self-expression. Like, this is how I feel and I want to express myself through the form of hip-hop.
Do you think the
selling out by selling it to nobody, letting them use it to capitalize?
Do you think the business aspect did a disservice to the art?
Yes. I think it's a double-edged sword, though. It did a disservice to it because it tainted it when you got individuals just doing it for money, but it also enhanced it because now you're able to get this art form out to a large number of people where everybody can see it and understand it and appreciate it. It don't have to just be something that's on that corner. Now the world can appreciate it.
So a necessary evil in a sense, but I just don't like the fact that it does get watered down and then you just got anybody in it. Cause like the hip hop artist, yeah, it's an art, but it was a situation to where like you gotta be like that nigga, you feel me? No disrespect to nobody that's saying it that way, but you gotta be that man. All the females gotta want you, the little kids gotta wanna be like you type thing. But then now it went from the artist to just the hustler. Now it's a nigga who, okay, I don't really care about this. I'll say anything on this track just to get some money. But it's this so influential, you got kids following this vibe. You got kids wanting to be like that, but he don't care about this. He care about that check he get behind it. But how it started is a nigga really loving this shit. I am hip hop type vibe. Now it's
passion for the music.
Not just anybody on the mic.
Passion to create, yeah.
What side of the field you think you on?
I love the music. That's like self-explanatory. Like I invested in myself. I put my own money up to make this shit happen. So that's a passion. That's the love of the culture. That's the love of hip hop. That's what side I'm on. I love the music. I love the art form. Anybody that's been doing it for a long period of time, you gotta have a passion for it to keep going. Other than that, you've been tapped out. Cause you go through so much shit with this stuff.
Your heart got to be in it, no matter what you're doing.
Your heart really got to be in it.
That's
You go through different phases of this shit.
Well, what we was talking about as far as the business with the Louie thing, and it's not just the Louie thing, but this happens like with a lot of artists. Like that happened with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion signed that contract with them people. She blew up. You know the incident with the incident whole time, like to keep it funky. She got shot and that kind of blew her up. No disrespect to the situation. I'm sorry the young lady got hit, got hurt or whatever. But she was already nice, but she was on the climb. But that little incident when she got, in that situation with Shorty, that kind of skyrocketed her career. Now she's getting Grammys and all that other stuff.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, she's putting the work in. The team and people around her was putting the work in to market and promote what she was doing. So I wouldn't say that an incident happened that just drew more attention to it. Because like they say, good press, bad press, it's all press. So it just drew some attention to what was already happening already. Sometimes things happen to people, they shit lined up for them to be able to take advantage of the press they get that's bad.
True. And her, just so happened for her shit was lined up.
Taking care of their shit, they market it, promote it, push it.
True.
She had a team of people that believe in her.
But the problem that I see in that is once she got to that point, okay, you signed a contract with Buddy Number before anybody knew who you was. So now you get to the point to where you skyrocketing, you getting Grammys, Beyonce know you doing songs with everybody, but now it's, okay, I don't like this contract, let me sign this other contract. I've seen that a lot with rappers, and then now they say, okay, they label or whoever is doing them dirty, but in actuality, these people are the ones who gave you a chance. Didn't nobody know who you were.
Yeah, I feel like out of the contract commitment, and then you move on. That's how I feel about that. Or you go renegotiate and, speak on them things as opposed to just speaking negative about them, because a contract is nothing but something that's in writing that we both spoke about.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then I go into my other analogy with it, which is like record labels are financial institutions. Anybody that's putting money up behind you is basically investing in you. So it's like you signing a loan in terms to get the money back to that person. So it goes into most people they go buy a car. They buy a 2023 car right now, and they got a term on that car for 6 years. Well, in 2 years, say that body style change, or some other car came out they want, and the car depreciate. Now they're gonna be looking at that contract like it was a bullshit contract, and they wish they wouldn't have did it.
Yeah, definitely same vibe. Yeah,
they looking at it like I shouldn't have did that. I wish I wouldn't have did that, because they see the effects of time. But most people that's they use creativity, finance to go, refinance that car loan. Refinance that car loan, pay it off quick. They got different ways to structure things to honor it. They won't just say fuck that debt and have it on their credit, but a lot of people do.
But that's what goes back to what separates the people who actually live in life from people who coming and going, because they don't have that hustler mind frame. They don't have that keep climbing mind frame.
People say fuck that debt. Try to pull an insurance job.
Take the easy way out, pretty much.
Easy way out, not pay the damn condo, and now they got a hit on their credit. And then when somebody asks them about it, what's the first thing? That was some bullshit.
Right, they knocked the thing.
Right now,
they knocked the person that blessed you.
You talk to most people, and you ask them about their credit, and you look at their credit report. Everything negative on their credit report, they're gonna say it was some bullshit.
It wasn't their fault.
They signed for all that shit.
Yeah.
They said, that was some bullshit. This was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. But they signed for it.
Because it looked good at that point.
It was good at that point in time.
And it actually still is good, but you just got to do your end.
Exactly. You got to take care of your end. But you're obligating to do something long term or for a term. So you're saying, okay, I'm going to do this for this term. Emotions and shit like that change. That's what happens with a term. 6 years, like I said, they looking at that car like, damn, this new car came out. This other car got these features on it. I'm paying this much. Oh, shit. They talk to one of their homeboys. They tell them what they know is. They look at what they know. Oh, you paying that? You got all this? Damn, they fucked me. No, they ain't fucked you. You did what was the best you could do at that time. hopefully you researched everything and saying that was the best route you can take, and you know, and somebody gave you a chance, they put that money up for you to ride in that car. So it's like idling to some shape, form, or fashion.
Yes, sir. It just
It's gonna take a hit. It's gonna be on your credit. It ain't going nowhere.
It just, we from the consumer side of the music, I just know growing up, like, you think with the Birdman situation in Cash Money, you think like, oh, he did them dirty as a kid growing up, like, oh, he did them dirty, he took, you know, but then when you grow up and realize, like, if Birdman didn't put in all this work to be Birdman, you wouldn't have been Juvenile, you wouldn't have been Lil Wayne, it wouldn't have been no Cash Money.
Yeah, he spent money to make sure that he can become himself.
First.
Put himself in position first. And then once he got himself in position, he had to look at how he was going to create this opportunity for others. So you spend money to market and promote talent. That's something to look at too. When you spend money to market and promote talent, you spending money to market and promote someone to make them appear that they're better than you, that they're more talented than you, that they're better than you. You know, you're telling them it's the best thing since sliced bread. You put money out to let the world know that. And you're doing that for a reason. You're doing that to profit share when the money starts coming in from you putting the work out there to market and promote them.
Putting in your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
To pretty much finance somebody else's dream.
You don't know where people get their money from.
And that's the give and take you somebody with the art, because you are an artist, but you do want to be heard.
You want to expose everybody to it. It's like that's how it go. If you got something that's good, you got to infect the people with it.
Mm-hmm.
So the people get it and they want more of it.
That part.
For what it is.
And you keep giving that good shit.
That's old school shit. You got to go out there and pass some samples out. Once they get the sample, they want to come back and get that shit.
The foundation of what you are right now just don't pop up right like that. It started from somewhere. So to be in a great position in life, it was people that was standing next to you that's not here right now. And they didn't have the grit that it takes to get to where you are. So it had to come from somewhere. Only reason I want to know where it come from so we can give it to the little babies. We give it to the other babies, that way we got more Larro, quote unquote Larro running here.
Being raised a certain way. My mother, you know, people around me. You know, I was raised a certain way.
Understanding.
Yeah, morals, principles, and standards are different, but what I respect is different.
Yes, sir.
You know, and then over time, you start adapting your own, putting your own spin on it. You start seeing things for what they are. I look at things for what they are. You know what I'm saying? Not the fucking smoke and mirrors that's around it.
Yes, sir. When you said morals and principles, I instantly thought about this new era of, like, a lot of rappers are snitching. They telling on people, stuff like that. It's not really to base it on that. It's about morals and standards. Same thing with the contract. If you sign up for something with somebody, like with the Young Thug and the Gunna shit, from our perspective, Thug put these people in a position to make millions. Mm-hmm. Get them right. But now that the shit hit the fan, now it's all no. Let me cop a plea. It's the same thing with that contract with that cop. It was love when I signed up for it, mm-hmm. But now it's another cop coming out. Same way with a relationship with a man and a woman.
Same, yeah.
That was my baby. Oh, I love her. It's a new one coming. Oh, that was my...
That upgrade, it got your weight up a little bit. It's like, oh, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Because you're getting attention, other attention that you wanted to get. And sometimes them women nurture you to get yourself in position to be a better man. You know?
But just don't forget, me and my core is, just don't forget who was there for you when you needed to be.
Exactly.
And again, that go back to what's separated.
That same heart, and if you give them people a chance, they still will show up in your life because that's in them. That ain't something they just doing to capitalize off things right away, because it takes a lot. So somebody put that energy into things, they're not doing it for no reason. You know, everybody, we doing it all for profit. But like I said, they have a passion. If somebody have a passion in something, that's a conversation. You'd be surprised at things that can happen with a conversation.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's just a conversation.
Yes, sir. That's what this is about. You'd be surprised. Because a lot of people, like, okay, what if nobody never asked the question, would you be willing to sit down with Louie? Whole time I had a conversation with him too, but it wasn't about you. It was about the other artists. Cause okay, the Louis Dirk thing, the Louis Hurt thing, the Louis Keith thing. These are all prominent artists in Chicago. This is the prominent place. This is where everybody getting their sauce from.
Yeah.
So okay, at a point, all of them was doing shit together.
Yeah.
Now everybody kind of separate. He said, yeah, he's willing to sit down and talk to them and do some work, stuff like that. But if we don't know that, everybody think, okay, they got beef.
Right.
It ain't no beef for real. It just ain't nobody sat down and had the conversation.
Nobody sat down and had the conversation, and it takes someone with a certain mindset to initiate that. You know, I nurtured a lot of relationships because I'm not scared to have those conversations. I'm not scared to have those conversations at all. Somebody think I'm scared to have a conversation. You got another thing, you know, comment. You got me fucked up.
Yes,
See,
sir.
what I did to get to a point to have these conversations. That
You think a nigga
that
scared
shit
to
was
talk?
way worse than this.
You think a nigga scared to
That shit
talk?
was way worse than talking.
You hear me?
For real.
Gee, that's what I be saying with this
Motherfucker
shit.
took to get in position. That shit was way worse than talking. For
And you
real.
think a nigga scared to have a face to face?
Real.
That's what be blowing me with this shit.
You know, life on the line to make some motherfucking money.
And that's what be blowing me with this shit, because a lot of kids is not like really seeing what's up with this shit. We really falling for the trap. We are not each other's enemy. The police is gonna lock us up and we just trying to eat. Ain't nobody out here want to sell drugs. Ain't nobody out here want to do crime. What we want to do is live in the Bahamas, live in the islands, and have it lovely. But we got to get there. And the way to get there is to get this money.
We all got the same fucking common goal. And getting each other way.
And getting in each other fucking way.
For dumbass reasons. We all got the same common goal. The same common goal. You got to put differences to the side sometime and move forward. Because some of them differences ain't nothing but a misunderstanding that could be solved with a conversation.
With a conversation, yes, sir.
And people trying to twist somebody's head around and make them think that your intentions was different. But if you look at people's actions, that would show their intentions. The actions speak louder than words.
And not with that zoom in lens. Step back. Peep it
Yeah.
all the way through.
Step back. Don't zoom in. Step all the way back and look at it. People got to look at shit. You know, I look at, fucking say anything about me when I took my money to put in this shit. That I do it big. God knows what to get. To invest in people.
Another motherfucker?
Yeah, somebody else. That's crazy. People don't just do that. That don't just happen overnight. You know, invest in them and hope that you can make your money back and profit share.
And profit share.
There's so many things. I could have bought a fucking building. 2 buildings, 3 buildings. Bought a block.
And it's a domino effect.
Yeah, I could have just started going off into real estate. I understand
As you
that.
say, a start. Once you start that shit gonna compound.
Yeah, you can go off into so many different things when you got the money and the capital to do that.
But buying that building only gonna take care of you and your few people. Take care of them artists, gonna take care of that artist, because that with that one artist that
It's
you got.
self-explanatory. Look at what happened. We had a subgenre hip
Yes,
hop
sir.
effort, so that can't just be overshadowed like that didn't exist. If I wasn't spending the money to market and promote this music, I didn't do it just for me. I knew I wasn't doing it just for me. I was doing it for my city. I knew that the things in my city need to be heard. I knew this culture in my city needed to be heard. I felt it. I felt the energy from it. And that's why you couldn't tell me shit. And I would do it all over again. It's not enough bullshit that took place that'll make me say, you know what, I wouldn't have done that. Because look what we got. And so many people get to live and benefit off this shit. Sometimes you gotta be a sacrificial lamb. You gotta step up there and do something for the next person to
Good thing you still here.
the benefits of it.
Not just you, good thing we are still here as far as the culture. Good thing that the same people that created that energy are still here. Maybe you can't recreate the same energy, but we can do something.
Now, you can't recreate the same energy, but what it does when you do things like this is it gives you a certain sense of confidence when you know that when you plan things out and work your plan, look what the fuck you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what you can do when you just follow through with your plan. And this wasn't nothing more, nothing less than me following through with the plan and just sticking with it no matter what happened. No matter what obstacles I went through. Just following it through.
Yes, sir. What are some of your greatest achievements in the music business?
I broke a subgenre hip hop.
That's it. That's real.
That's big.
That's it. No, not saying that's it like that's small. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty big.
That's huge.
Yeah, I broke a fucking subgenre of
That's
hip-hop.
legendary. Do you feel like you're a legend in Chicago?
Do I feel like I'm a legend in Chicago? Yes.
My dog. I ain't gonna lie, it kind of hurt a little bit that we had to think about it.
Because I feel like I'm a legend in my existence, period, not just in one location.
Okay.
You've
My
done
bad.
something
Yes,
legendary. You've done something legendary. It show up no matter where you go.
Do you feel like Chicago feels that you're a legend?
Yeah.
My dog.
I feel like that. I feel like Chicago. I feel I'm a legend, but Chicago. Shit.
Chicago
like
is...
anywhere you from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chicago.
It's at the crib. Like, it's at the crib. You could have won 10 rings. Motherfucker,
we need 11. Well,
what they supposed to treat you like? They supposed to treat you like you won 10. Nigga, you still Lenny. What's up?
What up?
Fuck up, Lenny. What's up?
Straight up.
Yeah, nigga, I know you got them 10 rings, but nigga, you gonna buy a drink today for a motherfucker?
What you on? What we on?
What we on, nigga?
Yes, sir.
It's like they see you as that. It's kind of humbling. It's
It
kind of
is.
like,
I love it.
yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, damn, but it's humbling. Like, it's like you at the crib. People gonna treat you like you at the crib. I'm the same motherfucker.
Cause we don't want to be.
Same.
We want to be famous in a sense, but we don't want to be famous.
Nah, you want to be the same. You want to be receptive of being that same person. You different because of your life experiences, and you different from what you experienced, and that you also seeing how you can follow through with something and achieve something. You can get that information to people to do it for themselves. Talk to them about the trials and tribulations you went through, so they can understand that some of these things are growing pains, but just living.
Facts. Just living.
These things are growing pains with business. Some of these things are obstacles with business. Sometimes it takes a familiar face to talk to and explain to you like you ain't the only one to think like this. You ain't the only one that's going through this. I went through this. I faced this adversity. You can get past this point.
Yes, sir. You just said something that made me think about a question that I used to. I really don't ask this question no more. I used to say Keith or Louie, as far as comparison, but I don't ask that no more. And it's more about, as far as us, we from the crib. We wanna get to those heights, but at the same time, we just want to be right. We just want to be from it. We cool. We good. It's love. So I used to say Keith or Louie because Louie took it real far, but Keith my bad, other way around. Keith took it real far, but Louie started it. But somebody illustrated to me like, okay, Keith is really the go to this shit because he don't gotta come back. And for us to want to be like humbled like that, to okay, yeah, you is Keith, but you still from the crib. But the fact that he still don't gotta come back and he still is valid, that gives him that extra oomph. Because this niggas, if you don't come back to the crib, we ain't really respecting you. If you can't come back to the crib, it's like, nigga, you ain't really 100 really for real. But for the fact that Shorty ain't been back and we still giving him that title, that's what give him that extra leverage. I just had to get that off.
Doors got open. So
real doors.
A lot of people that open them doors, they don't gotta come back. Look at what they brought to the city. I don't look at it like any of them guys can leave and don't have to come back. They open the doors up, like, go live your life now. Go outside of Chicago and live your life. Go experience this motherfucker. It's all type of places to go in this world. Experience life. This just where you from. You go back to your old neighborhood and you just chill there. You think you just want to stay in your old neighborhood? You want to evolve in some type of way? You want to experience something different, or you want to see these same four walls forever? Motherfuckers ain't locked up.
True.
Get out here, experience life. Go somewhere and learn another language because you forced to learn another language because you want to order you a motherfucking sandwich.
Yes, sir.
Like, for real.
You want that best pizza they got to offer. They ain't really fuck with Americans like that.
If nobody went out to experience shit and explore and live life, it wouldn't be no fucking America. Let's not forget that either.
Facts.
It wouldn't be no America. Deep. So that's just the stigma. Let's take that out. That whole I don't got nothing to do with you keeping it real. I think love where you from. You still do show love where you from. And once you made some decisions that broke ground where you from, you done a lot. Look at what we done for the city of Chicago. Look at the attention we brought to the city of Chicago. You know, if I wouldn't have started marketing and promoting this music, look how a lot of doors wouldn't have been open.
You wouldn't have 4 and 5-year. He from New York. You probably wouldn't have Pop Smoke. And he from New York.
Who knows?
You see how the reach, the
Somebody
outreach
has to see that
amazing.
somebody believed in this shit enough to invest their money in it. Because that's how shit go.
Who would you say had the most potential to be the biggest artist out of your camp? The Katies, the Louies? Who do you see that could have really reached them heights that he got?
I would say that Katie run was something different. That's a lot of different doors started opening up with that one about being a female in the hip hop industry. A lot of doors started opening up. A lot of doors definitely did start opening up, and I started getting. It started, you know, it was a lot. It's a little different.
That Katie lane is a different lane. That's that female
It's
situation.
that female in the hip hop thing. So it's a lot of adversity that comes along with just being a female in this industry. So that started opening up a lot. You know, a lot of barriers started getting broke with that being done alone.
And she wasn't talking about popping that, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was talking about popping that joint. She wasn't talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of doors started opening up.
So, are you familiar with the Chicago way right now? It's a lot of young ladies who actually out here doing their thing.
I love it.
I swear to God, I love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that they out here doing their thing, expressing themselves, and not afraid and getting themselves out there. I'm loving these companies that starting to form in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
These companies that starting to step up to do management, independent labels. I'm loving it. I'm loving how they getting the information and taking the information and using it to, you know, capitalize off of it and make money. I'm loving it. I'm loving how all this shit is going. I'm not gonna lie. That shit made me proud.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
feel no kind of way about it. I love it. Like I don't gotta make a down from that shit, and I love it. I love the culture. I love hip hop.
How can we, like, from what you've learned, how can we get some of that knowledge and dish it off to them? Let them not cross the bumps that you know that they ain't got to cross. Because you know how the labels do. The labels ain't going to do us right. The labels going to meet these kids and tell them sign these contracts, but you know these contracts ain't right.
What they gonna do is looking at how it benefits you. That's all. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a label basher now. You know, that's business. You look at what you need to do to keep moving forward, to get that shit out the best way you can. You know, everybody different. You know, you just made a reference to Louie and Keith. Keith was young when he was young and doing that music and got a lot of attention just from the internet. That took off and hit the world. You know, Louie had Chicago and we had to work to get outside of Chicago. It didn't just come like organically, like the world adapted to it because it was a fad. You know, it was the new thing. You know, we worked.
Y'all definitely worked.
That's the difference. We put work in to get everything we got. I put work in to be sitting right here. This shit ain't just drop on me. I earned this shit. I put the work in to be able to do this shit.
Yes, sir. When you say put the work in, you instantly reminded me of that March Madness phase y'all had.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like, I'm a big marketing person. Like, that was one of the hugest the best marketing plans that a person could ever have. March Madness, for one, it's a reference to the basketball, and everybody own what they own. Oh, that's what gonna be my question. Whose idea was that?
Came up with that idea. I was sitting back and you have all this music and all these songs that you making, and it's like we got all this music and we waiting on you. And I was frustrated. I did a deal, Epic, and that whole process. I was learning that whole process. I didn't like it. I didn't want to just jump into a deal. I wanted to stay independent, but I did the deal because everybody felt that was the thing to do. That was around, and if I wasn't selfish. And so when they started putting things on hold, You gotta wait on deadlines and, you know what I'm saying, markers to be hit before these different things start happening. It was like we got all this music because we're steady going to the studio. Like,
y'all slowing us down with that
yeah,
shit.
like it's slowing down, and I'm watching the effects of what we was doing slow down as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like to keep this shit going and let people know we here. We need to drop a song every day in March with artwork and the videos. Like, so every day something had to drop, some content had to come out every single day from the company. And that's how I looked at it. Every single day content had to come from the company. So I dropped a song every day.
What's crazy?
Artwork and videos every single day.
So I wasn't pitching the video part, but that's actually, yeah, that's the move too. Your model right there.
Pop Out came from March Madness.
Pop Out, yeah, and that's a hit.
Forget that. Pop Out came from March Madness. That dropped during March Madness. And it, for the analytics side, it let me see what things was doing too.
Yes,
let me see what songs was moving and what the people wanted to move to the next steps.
And the average person would think 1 out of 30 ain't it, but that 1 out of 30 gonna get you that. That Pop Out crossed over the other shit and what got niggas' eyes open.
There was a few songs that dropped where I was able to look and see the movement for them songs and do things with, but it was the energy just of like we gotta drop content every single day. Every single day.
That's the formula. Every time I talk to artists,
I want to drop a song in that video. But every day a song had to drop. A new song had to drop every day.
Every day.
Even if a video dropped to a song that was dropped early that week, a new song had to drop every day from Lawless Incorporated. And that's kind of worse than ever because everybody uploading content to their phone. You controlling your content. You don't take these large production companies and these large fucking production meetings to have content come out. A person can go on their phone and drop in these platforms, TikTok, Instagram, that specialize in letting people control their content for their life that they want to put out every single day. So now it's about thinking about what you want to do with that. Where you trying to go with that? How you gonna capitalize off that? You know, if you're doing it for fun, if you're doing it as a business, but you got the option. You know, you got that option.
Do you think people use them the right way right now? The majority.
For the most part, I will say for the most part, I think that, you know, we always got little tweaks here and there that can be added to shit, but for the most part, you know, stuff is getting out there. Information is getting out there. It's the information age, man. Shit is just out there freely. Go to your phone and pull up everything. You know, you have to go to a fucking encyclopedia to find out shit.
I was just telling them motherfuckers, like, fam, we found out something, it'll be 5 days later now I can double back on you. Nowadays, I need 3 seconds.
Yeah.
As a kid, did you see, like, your life as far as being a music mogul? Do you consider yourself a music mogul?
The people will have to do that. I'll let the people say that.
That part.
Yeah.
Okay, but as a kid, did you see yourself...
Put my head down and move forward.
Stay low and keep firing. Yes, sir.
Stay low, keep firing. Like
yes, sir. Yes,
Stay low,
sir.
keep firing.
Hey, you'll see me when you need to see me.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
If it happened that way, it happened that way. I think that there's a lot of accolades that I should get from the work I put in. I'm not illiterate. I see what the fuck I've been doing. I understand what I've been doing, and I see the results I've gotten. So.
But as a kid, did you see yourself where you are now? Did you picture yourself as being like a music guy or just as successful as you are?
I went through phases. I went through phases of feeling like I wasn't going to see past 21. I went through phases of feeling like I was going to be in jail the rest of my life. I went through phases of feeling like I was going to get killed. I went through phases of seeing myself being this wealthy old man. You know, I went through phases of that. Like, we're in Chicago. This shit gets real dark, man.
Quick.
Yeah, like, shit get real dark, you know, and then coming from some traumatic shit, you gotta get past the trauma sometimes, you know. Try to find motivation, dig in and find motivation to get going and do shit, you know.
Do you see your influence in Chicago music?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even if nobody say it, I see it.
Yes, sir.
Things that I see. I know where things come from. I know where things come from. I come from, hustling. So I know once you put something out there, it's out there, and everybody can take it and bite from it and do what they need to do with that information. So hell yeah, I see it out there. A lot of people speak on or acknowledge it all the time. They're not gonna do that. They took it and added to their recipe to make something else happen, and that's shit acknowledgement enough for me.
That part.
Straight up, you can't.
I know. I see me in you.
Yeah, I know where it come from. I see me over there. I see me over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you think you could have done more for the Chicago music scene in hindsight?
Yeah.
What's some things that you would have changed?
Spread it out as much. Spread it out more. Because when you start seeing how certain artists emerge from here, I look at how I could have just spread it out more. I could have helped a lot more people, but it would have had me.
Good blessing.
You got your goals, you got the things that you taking care of, and you're looking at like, okay, I need to have this reserved to take care of X, Y, Z. But at the time, things was happening so fast, I could have tapped out just signing people and still made some bread. Just doing that. That's how Chicago, it took off. But who's to say, though? Who's to say? Who's to say? Who's to say? But definitely spread it out more.
Yes, sir.
That's about it. Just spread it out more. It's a lot of people I wish I would have, gave a lot more attention to than I did by having television.
You did help a lot of people, but with the help comes the hurt. There's a good and a bad to every coin.
Yeah.
We do live in a treacherous city. We can act like it's normal, but it's not. Niggas getting shot 80 times in one weekend where we from. It's some places that people only getting shot one time a year, if they ever getting shot that one time. So, like I said, it's a good and a bad. Do you have any regrets as far as the world emulating what we are when they ain't really built like that?
They still was doing it. They just wasn't speaking and speaking about it in them ways, that dialect, but that shit still was taking place. So, people beefing and been beefing since before we was born. It's been wars being fought, and they've been taunting each other in different forms and different fashions since before we was here. You gotta know that.
So it's more of we're giving them the courage to actually speak.
We ain't giving them shit. They doing it themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a video floating around of Keith saying like he started drill and all that. I don't care too much, but I care enough to where I want the people to really know where this shit came from. Like, for real. I'm not... Let Shorty live, let him do his thing. He's still a youngin', but I really want them to know, like, it didn't come from Keith. It came from Pac-Man. It came from... Louie. Yeah, Louie, stuff like that.
Incorporated. And
shit like that. East side of Chicago.
East side of Chicago. And he popularized it, by being one of the most popular figures in that genre. I will say that. Keith helped take it to new levels and new heights. I will say that, because he did. He's a part of it. So it's like a collective team of individuals and efforts that I feel like should get credit when they say who started it. There's a lot of individuals I feel like should get credit for that. I don't think that it's just no one person, because it was a sacrifice that we had to make.
Has anybody helped out Pac-Man people? Because I always say that
I don't know. I don't know if anybody reached back and said, okay, let's help out Pac-Man people. Let's honor him in this way. I don't know. I don't know.
Is that something that we are willing to bring to the table? At least have a conversation.
I think it should be brought to the table where different things could get put in perspective. Where it's like we're supposed to honor ourselves. That's up for us.
Yes, sir.
That's up for us to do as a culture. And just come back and start honoring. Honoring the people that we believe need to be honored for the part they played and what we got going on. That's how that goes.
Yes, and that's what I'm about with this shit. Like, I don't think a man should be discarded. He done put in this effort and this work. You know, he done lost his life as a young kid, a young man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. People didn't know what they were starting. They didn't know what was gonna happen with this shit. You know, so that it happened and it took off. I think that just paying homage to where it came from, and that's only right.
That's how I feel.
That's only right. There should be days celebrated. We should have.
Yeah, exactly. Pac-Man Day or some shit, a drill, whatever.
Anniversaries and things like that. That's up for us to do. You know, do that shit all day long. If people come together, like you just said, everybody come together and do the things that need to be done. It's nothing more, nothing less than a conversation.
Yes, sir.
Planning things out. You know, that's it.
Do you think Louie and Katie get the respect they deserve from Chicago?
No, I don't think they do. I think they should.
How did you bump into Louie?
Actually, I will say they get the respect from. No, not 100%. They don't get the respect.
I don't think so, honestly, because when I pop out the show, no pun intended, pop out. When I slide to shows or whatever, and they be there, I don't think that they be getting the love that they deserve, though, for real. They get love, but
they open a lot of doors, man, and I think that with them doors that got open, it's a lot of love that should be shown. Because we broke down a lot of barriers and opened a lot of doors.
And made kids feel comfortable when they're doing what they're doing now.
Absolutely. For sure.
But how did you bump into Louie, though? Like, how did y'all meet?
I had a meeting with John Monopoly, and John Monopoly was playing me artist music, and he played me Louie shit. And I got Louie shit from Jordan, Young Hustle.
Who is Jordan?
Young Hustle. Got that Jordan Eversley, Young Hustle.
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna look him up.
That's why I'm saying his name.
My dog, real nigga activity. Yes, sir.
I understand what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he brought him to John, and John, presented him to me when I had a meeting with John, and he presented a few artists. But when I heard Louie and I heard what he was talking about, I said, "This is what I want to fuck with. I understand this, and I know what to do with it."
You lost the weight. You lost a lot of weight, big dog. What's the formula?
Watching what I eat. That's it. Watching my intake of certain things, like watching the sugar intake, watching the bread, watching the, that type shit. Just watching what I eat, being mindful of what I consume.
Yes, sir. Eating to live, not living to eat.
Exactly, that way.
How long you been on this journey?
Shit, we fake be on this journey forever.
But if you niggas backslide.
Yes, when you commit to shit.
Yes, sir.
I just committed to just really watching what I eat. That's all I'll say. A few years ago, I was really committed to it, but I always on this journey. You try different things too. Like I worked out crazy before and then bulked up and then saying that wasn't making me lose weight, going to the gym, wanting to go to the gym to burn fat, but you actually gaining muscle.
Yeah, which is heavier, yeah.
Stop doing anything, the muscle turned to fat. Now you got this, fat swole shit going on.
You still big, like you just swole.
Yeah, you just fat all around the muscles, and then it's like, I just want to drop this shit. It's just dieting, just watching what you eat.
Do you
dieting
feel better?
Necessarily ain't no, yeah. I don't feel it. That's what really motivated when I started feeling it.
Yeah.
When I started feeling the effects of and then when you get off certain foods and a certain lifestyle of living, your palate changes. So by the time you go back to it, you can tell the difference.
It don't feel right.
Nah, like right now, if you stop drinking, drinks with a lot of sugar in them, and just drink water for a couple weeks.
That sugar shit gonna be
bugged. From water is something that's a little sweet. Something that's a little sweet. You gonna really taste the sweetness in that. Till by the time you taste something with some sugar in it, that shit gonna feel like you overdose.
I promise.
Like it's gonna taste
at night when you wake up, that shit you feel that shit in your body.
Yeah, it's gonna taste syrupy as hell. Like I don't do a lot of fried food, so when I eat fried foods, I feel it.
Yeah, I haven't eaten meat in 3 months, but the other day I think I ate like 7 little ass shrimp. That shit had my stomach like, boy, better not do that shit again.
Yeah, I ain't did the vegetarian stuff, but I go to the vegan lifestyle. But I will say this: I do things in moderation. So it's so many options you got. So if you feel like you ate bad, you need to eat clean. Look at all the options you got to eat clean and still eat good. It's not like you gotta eat clean and just go straight eat salad.
Right. There's still some good shit out here.
Man, go to Can't Believe It's Not Me.
You real? Look, I ain't want to say it, but
Y'all over there.
Yes, sir. That's my spot, boy.
Yeah.
They got them egg rolls. Gee, that's all I eat.
They got vegan pizza puffs over there. They got
yes,
Big
sir.
Macs. He just was making a vegan corned beef salad. They going crazy.
I hit them the other day. Like I do interviews, you know, plug me with her, cause you know I go to the front desk and talk to the people. I ain't met her or nothing like that, but
that's
I let them know.
People, I make a call.
Yes, sir. Let's make that work.
Reach in job. Pull up the Can't Believe It's Not Me. They got like 3 or 4 locations. Then they're getting down, man.
I tend to go to the one at Hyde Park.
Vegan, yeah, that's the one. That's the flagship one.
That's the one?
That's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pull up in there. They know me. When they see me, oh yeah, bro, I got this shit like that. Yeah, I definitely hit them.
What you get?
The egg rolls, the no dairy cheese. Every time I get 2 egg roll meals. The Philly cheese egg roll meals every time, 2 of them.
I'm fine.
I'm definitely
I've had that.
With that sauce.
I've had the pizza puff. I had the pizza poof. I had the Big Mac joint. You know, I'm saying that shit fire.
Definitely fire. Definitely, without a question.
And you can't believe it's not me, for real.
Look, G, I don't know how it's not.
I don't either.
I mean, what the fuck is it? But it's good.
The shit tastes like fast food. It don't feel right.
It's great. It's fucking awesome.
It's good for you. The shit don't feel right. It feel like you cheating. If you die, it feel like you cheat.
Like, how the fuck is this shit?
Like, get the fuck out of here.
This you lying. Somebody. That's why they say can't believe it's not me.
Yeah, can't believe it's not me.
Because somebody fucking lying. That's definitely great name.
I don't know who came up with that. Reach your job. You motherfuckers. That shit's fire. That shit crap. They got a motherfucking trap.
Definitely got me. Gee, I don't eat nothing else but that.
They got a motherfucking vegan trap. Vegan trap line going on. For real.
Me and you met on some, I don't want to say 2016, 2017 shit. We met through SB, Dirk old manager. How did that relationship come about?
They reached out to me early on. I was going to sign Dirk. So I was going back and forth with Dirk, going through the contract. And the deal didn't go through. And I let them guys know anything they needed from me. Called my phone. And they did that. SB, Chino, D-Thing. They called my phone all the time. I talked to them about anything and everything they wanted to talk about concerning this industry. And I gave them all the information as best as I could.
Yes, sir.
That's the lawyer they use to incorporate. I told them they need to incorporate. You know, my guys. My guys, I love their home. I love their ambition. I'm good. I'm real good.
D-Thing and Chino, rest in peace to them brothers, them young brothers.
D-Thing and Chino.
And this hip hop thing we got, we kind of like clashing against each other. That's not really conducive to what we trying to go. We got in this shit to get up out the bullshit of the streets and all that
Absolutely.
shit. And then here we are, we get all these millions of dollars and we starting the same bullshit that we started when we was just making $10 a move type shit. It seemed like his ass backwards. We hustling backwards in a sense.
Yeah. Well, some. I don't feel like I'm hustling backwards with it because I don't use this shit to perpetuate none of the bullshit. I did the bullshit to get here. So I'm not going to do this shit to help fuel more bullshit. I didn't come into this for that. I could have used the money I was making to market and promote myself to being the biggest gangster in Chicago. Shit.
True.
Al Capone did.
You definitely was a rapper.
Yeah.
So you could have used that same bread instead of putting it into other niggas. You could have put that bread in yourself. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And let the world know that Larro was a G type shit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How did you become selfless like that?
Just understanding that things are bigger than me. You know, sometimes that we are able to do things in our lifetime that will show up forever. And just understanding my purpose in that some of the things I may do are not going to be for me, but they're going to be for our generation, for us. And you got to play your part, just having an imprint, legacy. You know, things like that.
It's definitely about playing your part because we all stand on each other's shoulders. Just like Bump was who he was, then Louie was who he was, then Keep who he was. Without those three compounding factors, we wouldn't have Dirk be top 5 artists in the world right now.
Chicago street music. We wouldn't have, you know, the streets of Chicago represented in the form of hip hop the way it is, or received the way it is. Shout out to Bump J. He went crazy, tore this motherfucker up.
Yes, sir. Was you in the music at that point when he was?
Yeah, I was in the music, man. Me and Bump, sister, that's my best friend. So yeah.
Talking about Suge?
Yeah.
Chug, my bad. What's it? Chug, my bad.
Suge.
Yeah.
That's my best friend. Yeah. Was in the wedding.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's my best friend. That's my sister.
That's definitely dope as hell.
You know, so yeah, I was seeing what was going on. And with Bump era, I love the fact that they was representing Chicago. They weren't trying to duplicate nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I started. And that's what I started gravitating on represent Chicago. Not trying to duplicate nothing else, but what the fuck we got going on. For sure.
I think that's why Bump gets so much respect because it wasn't about no gangbanging shit or nothing like that. It was about Chicago over everything.
Chicago over everything. Bump took a bunch of tough motherfuckers, no matter what mob they was with, and said we doing this shit together.
Yes, sir. And that...
And did it.
Did it before the internet.
Did it before the internet did it.
That's when you really had to be outside for real.
Outside. Shit.
That shit crazy.
One no little 10-minute poster. You acting like you outside and you dip. No, you have to be outside.
Outside, yes sir. 70 Chappelle outside, East Side Chicago. And what's crazy is when you step back and really see the formula of it, it all stems from the East Side of Chicago.
Yeah, East Side of Chicago, motherfucker.
There's something in the water.
Yeah, East Side of Chicago.
Yes, sir. Not to be divisive at all. That's not what this intent for. But Bump J or King Louie?
I can't answer that question.
Yes, sir.
It's tainted.
You make me not want to ask the rest of them then if it's like that.
I mean, you can ask all of them, but that's tainted. Like, Bump J opened the door up for a lot of shit. If it wasn't a Bump J, the world wouldn't have been, Chicago wouldn't have been receptive to King Louie. That's a fact.
Yes, sir. Without a question.
So I guess I answered that question without answering that question. You know?
So my next one was King Louie or Chief Keef.
If it wasn't a King Louie, the world wouldn't have been receptive to hearing a Chief Keef.
Yes, sir. But that's what I don't like about like the era.
Chief Keef just took it to somewhere else because he was younger. But that's them stepping stones. Them all stepping stones. All you just named was the steps. That's it.
To get to where we're trying to go.
King Louie and Chief Keef. You know, that's how it went. And then Lyor. Can't forget Herbo.
Yeah, you definitely can see my phone through these glasses.
It's
right up.
Fucking thing.
So King Louie or Herb?
Like I said, when Louie wasn't doing what he was doing, it went to open the door up and made Chicago receptive to hearing her. You know, and I fuck with her. I fuck with her whole style. I always fuck with her. How he's rapping. This nigga got a whole new motherfucking flow.
Shorty definitely went crazy.
A whole new flow, whole different flow.
He made it okay to take care of your people. Like a lot of people who was in this crew wasn't really known for nothing or nothing like that, and he put them on his back type shit, and I really respect that. A lot of motherfuckers really went on that.
In Chicago, I love how he represented himself as a Chicago artist. You know, I love what he's doing right now in the music. I love what Herb doing. For sure.
Yeah, I actually love that too. It's like Herb and Dirk are like the ones. Well, Polo too. It's crazy, cat.
All them niggas make me proud. They make me proud to say I'm from Chicago.
So, okay, Herb, Dirk, or Polo G, who would you say that you would get behind as far as being the top person in Chicago? Not to be, again, this is not for divisive, tactics or nothing like that. This is just your opinion.
Right now, it's between Dirk and Herb, man.
So Polo G the third kind of.
Yeah, Polo G yeah. But when it comes to legacy, Polo G legacy don't come from it. And I would say Dirk came from a lot. Dirk was one of the original ones.
Yeah.
I can't
when
lie.
it started.
It was
yeah.
King Louie, Chief Keef, and Lil Durk.
Yeah, that was a three-headed monster.
That's three-headed monster right there, for sure.
So is Dirk, Herb, then Polo?
Yeah.
So who's the most influential, Dirk or Keith?
That's a good question. When Keith planted his flag a long time ago, Dirk came too. Dirk was always there, but the world was receptive to Keith early on, you know, and he made it easier for Dirk to exist, I will say.
True. So Louis put his foot in the door, Keith blew the door off that motherfucker,
Yeah, Keith,
and Dirk walked through.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a good way to put it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Dirk sat on the porch and kicked it for a minute.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Dirk on the porch kicking it.
Kicking it, mingling with motherfuckers.
Was chilling right now.
Yes.
What's up?
What's up? Got the Drake going on, got the Future going on.
Dirk, what's happening with everybody? Dirk on the porch chilling.
Yes, you can't get through the door without Dirk. Yes,
He's
sir.
on the porch chilling right now. On that car.
On that, yes, sir. Do you think Von would have got bigger than Dirk?
I don't know. I don't know. Von, I would say that's a great question. And, you know, it's unfortunate we couldn't witness that. To be in the audience and the stands and see that take place. You know, I don't know. You gotta look at how fast Von took off, though. Von wasn't rapping as long.
Rocket. He was a rocket.
And he was gone. You know, I sat down with Von. I went through Von's contract. I'm close with Von people. I mean, his father's real close. We like tied in each other, like family damn now. You know, so I witnessed that take place, and they came to me and said, Von gonna be bigger than Keith. I mean, bigger than Dirk. That's how it was brought to me. You know, and I know Dirk, so I was looking at it like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on a second. Von had that many songs out, but the energy he brought to it, and the, you know, way he speaking on shit, and was living that shit. So the realness he brought to it, you know, that was something that needed to be seen. Also from Chicago.
That's the crazy thing about hip hop, cause it's like we gauge an artist off how real your lyrics are, how much you're living your lyrics.
Yeah.
But it's like a thin line to walk to.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
It's entertainment, so they gotta be doing all that shit. It's like the more authentic a person is, the more you gravitate to it. Like they ain't just speaking this shit, they about this shit.
Yeah, when you really know a nigga really doing what he's talking about, you love it that much more. But at the same, we're not condoning the bullshit, but it's a thin line to walk with that art though. It's crazy.
It's a thin line, cause shit, most people that's really living and doing that shit ain't talented enough to express themselves in the form of hip hop to speak on what they doing.
Yes, sir.
So to have those two things mesh is dope.
Cause Shorty had the look, he had the verbiage, and he was really living the shit.
Now he is daddy's son. Like his daddy's my man.
Rest in peace to both of them.
Yeah, rest in peace to both of them. His daddy was my man. Like his father's son. Like you have to know his father, you have to know Silk to see like, damn, okay. Like, yeah.
Look what Chicago made.
Yeah.
Like we legit make people like that. If Silk was alive in the era when the internet was here, he would have been prominent. If
Silk can rap, what the fuck you think would be going on?
Yes, sir. Shit like that, you feel me? And this is what Chicago made. And this is what Chicago, we make this.
That nigga was a mind and know how to get clout. He early on, he know how to make motherfucker pay attention. For sure.
Do you think Von was the cause of his own demise?
Ultimately, you gotta have a person take accountability for their own actions. So, with that being said, you know, yeah, I mean, you gotta shed away from certain habits. When you cross certain tiers and understand that you are, you know, you elevate. You not, you can't, that ain't you no more. And it's hard to do that with something in you. You know what I'm saying? It's real hard to do that. But that wasn't for him at that point in time. That wasn't his place to be putting himself out there in that manner. He surpassed that. You know, he surpassed that. He was feeding people at that point.
Yeah, Shorty was a superstar. And I ain't talking about as far as just the rap shit. Like, I'm gonna mention Bobby Shmurda real quick. The reason why I give Bobby Shmurda utmost respect because
I like Bobby Shmurda.
He took more time so his people can be right.
Yeah.
That's why I don't respect that Gunna shit. You know, I don't know the insides of that shit, but
yeah,
I'm not saying
the inside of it either. I don't know what's going on with that shit 100%. We don't know what it is. We hearing this and that, so can't even really.
Yeah, I'm on.
That is.
Yes, sir. On another note, did you listen to Young Pappy?
I fuck with Young Pappy, man. I fuck with Young Pappy. And what's crazy is my cousin was putting me up on Young Pappy early on before he started popping. Like, man, my little man from the north side going crazy. Check him out. And that's what I said. I just spread myself out more. I had tunnel vision. I wasn't even checking out certain artists. But yeah, Young Pappy was going crazy.
Shorty was nice, like for real. Shorty was nice.
He definitely one of the ones.
Definitely one of the ones. Bond and Young Pappy.
Ooh-wee, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I can't answer. What they say on Drink Tap?
Take a shot for that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get one with you since we had together.
Take a shot on that
one. It's crazy. Like that's what we brewing up though. Like we creating these superstars. We creating these cold motherfuckers, and the same point that's creating them is causing them to leave us too soon. I think they doing their job though. I think they're leaving that stamp on earth, and people seeing that it could be done.
Yeah, that's the main. They seeing that it can be done, and you can do that from here. So is that the inspirational in a sense to know that you can make it? Now it's about what you do when you get it.
Yes, sir. What comes to mind when I say this next artist's name? Ty Money.
I fuck with Ty Money. That's my nigga. I fuck with Ty Money.
Ty Money. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I think Shorty the best who's ever come out of Chicago.
Ty Money nice. He nice. That nigga a rapper.
A rapper, yeah.
Nigga nice.
Do you think the LAP boys get the respect they deserve?
No. They don't.
I think they came at a point like between Bump and Louie. Like Bump had got booked and Louie hadn't popped up just yet. And they kind of kept us alive.
Pat Man come from the LAP bogus boys. He signed to E.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't know that.
That's what's up.
You know? Yeah. But that's why I go and say, that I often say, I took a term that Pat Man used as slang and pushed it to become a subgenre of hip hop. Because Pat Man wasn't pushed like LEP was being pushed.
Mm-hmm.
LEP was the main focus. You know, Count Mooney. And the way he was pushing them, that shit inspired me. When I started seeing how they was going out here and working the industry, I ain't gonna lie to you.
They definitely, they had a Lil Wayne track.
And the way he was doing that shit let me know I can do it. They let me know I can do this shit. I got some money, I can do this shit. And now is the time. He definitely, I seen them on 106 and Pod.
Mm-hmm.
For me in the video, I was like, shit, I can do this shit. I know them, I can do this shit.
That's why I love how the internet is, and that's what this is about. It's so many kids right now in their phones, at the crib, whatever. They ain't got no mom, they ain't got no dad, whatever, you know. In a sense, hip-hop is our father, because a lot of us don't come up with fathers. Yeah. So now they can go on their phone, they can see Lyor talking this shit, this, that, and the third, or E talking this shit, this, that, and the third, or whoever talking this shit, and they can know it could be done.
Hey, get your ass to the interview, E. Do a Lenny interview, E. Get your ass off the couch.
Definitely, E. We need you up here.
He been in retirement. Nigga, get out here and speak that shit.
We definitely want to know about that LEP boy situation.
Get out here and talk that shit. He talk shit too. He gonna talk that shit.
Yes, sir. At Chicago Wood.
At Chicago Wood. J Boogie, get your ass up here too.
Yes.
Talk that shit.
I think that mimosa talking right now. What's that? What's in that cup? What kind of mimosa we got?
Oh, we got dirty mimosa. We drinking motherfucking champagne, orange juice, and we spiked it with some James.
You put me on. I ain't gonna lie, this smooth as hell.
It's that lifestyle shit.
Yes, sir. What side of the city would you say got on the music?
What side of the city got it? South side.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna say east side, cause south side, east side, same
East side,
thing.
south side.
Yes, sir.
Everybody always say east side, but east side is south side.
Yes, sir. No question.
That's the fact. That's a fact. That's the south side of Chicago. Period. South side of Chicago. We on our shit. And I fuck with the west side. West side had to run. Let's not forget that though. West side had to run first.
West side, I was gonna say West side started it.
West side had to run first.
West side is what gave us our notoriety.
Yeah,
Twister,
West side, yeah.
Crucial Conflict.
Twister, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die. You know what I'm saying? Psychodrama.
Do you think Do or Die get the respect they deserve? G, Pope Pimpin', Keep Pushing the P came from them essentially.
I feel like they not mentioned as much as they need to get mentioned because they definitely did their thing and they definitely, you know, put shit out there for their presence to be felt. For sure.
I think Do or Die perfected what Crucial Conflict was trying to do.
Ooh. I don't know if I say that. That's like they both was doing different shit. You know, that's all.
I just think like, okay, Crucial Conflict was doing the fast, slightly melodic shit. But then Do or Die came out with the smooth ass, I'm a pimp. And you know Chicago.
Smooth ass, I'm a pimp to more to the streets type shit.
But that's why I give Top Money his glorious parts to me, the top Chicago. Because Chicago is a gangster city. Yeah. And we talk our slick talk, which is pimping.
Top Money talk that shit.
That's what I'm saying. He talking that gangster shit and the slick as hell, man. He come with hood before you knew it. Oh, damn, he said that. But that's what I'm saying as far as Do or Die.
Just them Cinco de Mayos he dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shorty highly underrated. But that's why I say Do or Die kind of perfected what Crucial Conflict was trying to do because they came with some smooth, slick pimp shit. Crucial Conflict was rapping that fast shit, but essentially it was that cool, slick pimp shit that was drawing us to it. Like you were cool ass.
They did a deal early on. And you gotta think they discovered about Five Freddy.
Yeah, that shit.
So, you know, that stuff kind of probably tainted what they was really gonna do. And then Do or Die came after them like that.
Okay, another stepping stone, foundation,
Yeah,
pretty much.
stepping stone foundation type shit. So, you gotta honor that too, cause that shit do change things when they do them deals. They want you to do things the way they want to do things, the way they're trying to market and promote things. Sometimes that taint what you really trying to put out there.
Taint the art. That go back to one of the original things we said. The artist and the business mixed together.
Yeah, it do.
Did you slide to the Ghana situation with Chance?
To what?
So Chance the rapper created a concert in Ghana.
Oh no, I didn't go. I couldn't go.
Yes, I think we needed more press on that.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
That was major. That was Chicago.
That was major. Chicago had a major presence in Ghana. Major presence.
Yeah.
That was dope.
And it'd be like, why didn't the blog sites, like, that should have been everywhere.
It should have been everywhere. Because that shit was dope.
Hell yeah. That's a whole, not just a different country, that's a different continent. That's.
Hey, shout out to Dilla Man, who was managing Dirt.
Oh, that's what's up.
Dirt. He got his property in Ghana.
Oh, that's love.
Yeah, Dilla.
I love that.
Dilla got property in Ghana.
What would you say is your best collaboration in the music industry, like executive shit?
The best collaboration, executive shit?
Like somebody that you partner with. Not saying, okay, you partner with an artist so that way he can get on. I'm saying as far as you being the Chicago mogul that you are, you attach to somebody else. They don't got to be Chicago motherfucker. It could be A New York mogul that you attach yourself to. Matter of fact, I did see you in a meeting with, not even a meet, it was a meeting, but my dog, you had Lyor, Cohen, and Todd Moscowitz
yeah.
on the east side on Stony Island.
Yeah, Lyor, Cohen, and Todd Moscowitz came through.
Yes, sir.
They pulled up.
Would you say that was one of your top partnerships, or did you have a partnership with them? How did that work?
I didn't have a partnership with them. We talked, and we was talking about doing business, and they asked me questions and things like that. They was really inquisitive about what I was doing.
Give us something, like, give us an inside scoop on that conversation. Like, what's some of that conversation?
Todd and Lyor asked me a question if they gave me some money to sign some artists. At that point, when I signed, I said Dirk, Herb, and Bibby. And they said, why you didn't say Chance the Rapper? I said, because I just talked to Chance, and I don't think Chance gonna sign no label right now. Facts, big facts. That's how that conversation went.
Has Chance ever signed to a label?
No, not that I know of, no.
That's what's up. When you say if they give you some money, how much money was they talking about though?
They were saying that it's some millions. They was like
some millions. That you said that casually. Like, how much is some millions though?
Yeah, they was just saying some M's, putting some M's in my account, and asking me who would I sign at the time. And you know what's funny? Todd Moscowitz got Alamo, and he got Dirk.
He double back and ended up getting it anyway.
Yeah.
What held you back from saying yeah?
I did. I never said no. Shit. I said yeah. Shit. It just didn't happen that way. I mean, but that's like how it goes. They figure out how to go and do things themselves. That's all. You know. Of course, I would love to be that company in Chicago that the money came funneled through to make sure that artists in Chicago got to the next level. That was my goal. So shit.
Do you see something like that happening now, like a Chicago conglomerate?
I'm pushing for Lawless Incorporated to become a major label in Chicago, not just an independent label. I won't stop. Definitely.
Yes, sir. So, speaking of like how much they're offering, what is the biggest check that you received from the music industry?
I won't disclose that. I had a $6 million deal with Epic, though.
Yes, sir.
The deal was worth $6 million.
So I think I asked about Gunna earlier. I can't 100% remember. These mimosas is kind of good. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit. I think this is my second cup. You better on your third cup at this point. But so let's say if one of your artists, that's why I brought up the Gunna thing. If one of your artists like turned out to be a snitch. If, let's say, you signed him already, and then later on down the line, you found out he'd done something like unscrupulous to street conduct to where he told on somebody, do you think you can still represent him?
Business is business. Street is street. So that's how I look at that. Like a lot of these artists are just artists. They're doing this shit for entertainment, and we try to hold them accountable for street activity. They not to be held accountable for street activity. They not in the streets like that. Period.
Okay.
That's how I feel about that.
I like that, cut and dry. But are you still bumping Gunna?
I still play some Gunna shit. The music is the music. That's another thing that we look at a person's lifestyle and how it affects the music. The music is still the music. If you got a good song, you got a good song.
You feel the same way about Kells?
If you got a good song, you got a good song.
Yes, sir.
Good music is good music. As far as going into a person's personal activity and how they live their life, I don't give a fuck about that if I'm listening to a song and trying to catch a vibe.
That part.
For real.
That part, yes, sir. What's the most you've ever given an artist?
I don't know. I've given a lot, though. I can't put a number on it.
Okay.
I had to think about that.
We'll double back on that. What's the best info you've ever given an artist? Like meaningful info that they legitimately benefited from?
Start a company. Sign themselves to their own company. You know.
Would you say an artist actually needs management?
They need a partner. They need someone that can understand how to navigate through this shit. But they in it, they need a partner, somebody that can navigate through this shit. Like some of my deals, my record deals, my deals, partnership deals almost. You know, it's partner with the artist, and I always promoted for them to start their own shit, and I always promoted for them to find a manager. I always promoted that.
So you did that with Louie as well?
Yeah.
So you not a manager?
No, I run a record label.
Okay.
I run an independent record label, and I have to manage my business. So managing my business forced me to manage artists to manage my business.
Okay, I hear that. Do you think artists still need record labels?
If they can facilitate taking care of everything themselves, do it. But if they can't, then you reach out and get it done. It goes into just getting this shit done.
No matter the obstacle, get that shit done.
Get this shit done.
If I know I can't talk to these people a certain way, let me get you. That way I'm busy creating this art.
Yeah, it goes into the whole rule. If you ain't the smartest person in the room, be smart enough to hire somebody that's smart enough to take care of that shit.
Yes, sir. Long story long is we get to the point.
Absolutely.
Get the job done no matter what.
Absolutely.
Top 5 Chicago producers right now.
Wee! I'm gonna go with Kanye, No ID,
No ID.
C6, Young Chop, DJ L.
Yes, sir. I think L like highly slept on. He definitely had a lot of energy in the drill music. He created a lot. Did you ever have a buzz as a rapper?
I personally have a buzz as a rapper. I don't know.
Do you have a song that we would know about?
I got a song out right now with me and Bo Deal called Gang Gang.
How long has it been out?
Some months.
Okay, y'all got some fresh shit, some 2022 shit.
Yeah, you pull it up on YouTube, iTunes, Tidal, all that shit. It's out there now. Larro featuring Bo Deal, Gang.
Don't be surprised when you hear your song on this interview.
Man, play that shit.
Yes, sir.
I love this shit. So I do a lot of things when it comes to this shit.
What other parts of the music business have you explored?
I DJ, I produce, I write, I rap, I engineer a little bit, then I do the music part, manage, publish, market, promote.
So just all around, you love this shit.
I love this shit.
Your heart's still in it?
Yeah, my heart's still in it.
That's with the new wave of the young women who rapping, do you have your eye on any of them?
I'm loving what Lola Brooke doing. She going crazy right now.
That's New York, ain't it?
That's New York.
Yes, sir.
I'm loving what she doing from New York. I love Gorilla, what she doing. I love that shit. You know, we got some women here that's going crazy. Big Daddy Danger. You know, Pretty Lyor. You know, I'm loving what they're doing. Girl named Sizzy. I got a girl named Killer. You know, I'm loving what they doing.
You heard of Mellow Bucks?
Mellow Bucks, no.
Whole time, Shorty, I think she got it all around, but I just heard another one named Amari. But Mellow Bucks and Amari, I think Mellow Bucks like got the whole hip hop rapper vibe. If you get a chance, just tap in with her. But then I just bumped into Amari the other day, same thing. And I just like what they got going on.
About Rhapsody.
Oh no, Rhapsody's nice. But she more older, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she got more hip hop vibe.
But Rhapsody she go crazy. Like she dropped some shit on a award show and went nuts.
The other day?
Yeah, she went nuts.
I gotta check it out. I seen like pictures, but I ain't push the audio.
It's old. It's been out there for a minute.
What's the most pivotal point in your music career? Like what was that point that elevated you to the, oh yeah, this Larro?
When drill became a sub-genre of hip-hop.
Once that Chief Keef wave bust?
Yeah, once that just popped off, period, it's like, you can't knock the fact that I took a slang term that was used by Pac-Man and turned it into a sub-genre of hip-hop.
And now that motherfucker in Japan somewhere.
Yep.
You can YouTube Japan drill down there.
Yep.
Yes, what's the craziest thing you've ever done that you can speak on camera about?
I don't know. I've done a lot of shit. Shit, that's for somebody to think. I don't know. I've done a lot of shit, man.
Have you got a chance to scratch off your bucket list?
I scratched a lot of things off my bucket list. I have. I scratched a lot of things off my bucket list. Still a few things I ain't done yet.
Like what? What you got on your mind that you feel like you ain't done as far as bucket list?
Jumping out of an airplane, skydive. I gotta go skydive. I haven't skydived yet. I gotta skydive, and I still ain't bought property in other countries yet.
Ghana.
Ghana. I'm gonna get some shit in Jamaica. UK. You know.
I love
shit
London.
like that, and I want to be able to take trips, man, around the country, just everywhere. Bring who I want to bring there. I don't want to worry about what it costs. I just want to tell motherfuckers to pull up to the airport.
Before we go, can we get an exclusive industry story? Like that ain't nobody heard before? I know you about got so many motherfucking stories. I saw your mad fishing right there.
I got a lot of stories. Shit.
Just one that comes to mind that you feel appropriate enough to share with the community.
We covered a lot in the interview. I was at the studio. Went down to the studio for an artist recording. Met him for the first time. We walked out in the back, was talking, the police pulled up. We both got locked up for guns. And that artist was Kevin Gates.
Okay, so you got locked up the time Kevin Gates got locked up in Chicago.
Yeah.
How long y'all spend in there?
He had prior, so they kept him. I was able to bond out. You know, I was able to get out right away. At the time, it was for a gun, so I put in for a FOIA card, and they did something they weren't supposed to do. They honored the fact that it came up in the system, and it was a technicality. They caught me with mines in the garage. They asked me to walk outside the garage, so technically I was on private property.
Chicago police being Chicago police.
Yeah, it was jump out boys. They jump out, their guns out like, what's up? Yeah, so yeah.
That's crazy. So the infamous situation where Kevin Gates got booked in Chicago.
That was with me.
Larro of Lawless Inc. was locked up with him. Who knows this?
I don't know. There's a few people that could probably attest to it. But
this is the first time I've ever heard that, like ever.
yeah, that's a fact. Shit, it's a court. It's documented. It's we got locked up, so it's documented.
That's crazy as hell.
Shit.
That's definitely crazy as shit. Do you and Kevin Gates still keep in touch?
I haven't talked to him in a while.
That's Well, what's next for Lawless Inc?
I've been pushing some R&B music. I got an artist named Russ Guapo out of Kentucky. We dropped a single called Don't Let Go. It's been doing real nice. So I'm going hard with that. Also, I'm focused on doing some showcases where I want to bring some real music to the settings where we got, you know, dinner, music being played, kind of like that type atmosphere. I'm going to speak easy. I want to tell them, I want to focus on just promoting good music. Not no one genre, just showing that I fuck with music as a whole. I love music as a whole, and I understand good music, no matter if it's rap, R&B, pop, you know, whatever. I understand music as a whole.
That's what's next for Larry with personal?
Evolving with business. I'm going hard to. I want to go hard to showcasing financial education, financial literacy, life coping skills, things of that nature, you know. Things that show a person that you can evolve from wherever you came from to becoming who you want to be.
Yes, sir. Is a hustler ever content?
No. 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 Absolutely not. You get motivated by different things, and a different part of the hustle come out, different level of hustle come out. And that motivation start.
Yes, sir. Any regrets?
I mean, I would say no, because you gotta live and let go, move forward. Can't hold on to that shit. No, can't hold on to that shit. We live in the present time. I can't hold on to the past. I gotta move forward.
Yes, sir. With that being said, we appreciate you for the interview, but not only just the interview. We appreciate what you've done for our city, for hip-hop culture, for the world.
Oh, man. All good.
Peace and love.
Appreciate you for having me. Love.
Yes, sir.
I can miss they become petty. Kiss the purpose of slow and steady. Rushed in love too fast, even though I know we wasn't ready.